You're watching the Ram Pump Wizard. In today's Ram Pump video, I'm trying out something different. Typically, the Ram Pump has a single input and a single output, but today I want to see what happens if you have a single input with double output with double pressure tanks. Is it able to function, and does it lift water uphill? So let's see what happens. The craziest Ram Pump you've ever seen. So I was thinking, what happens if you need to pump water to two different hills at the same time and you don't want to run two ram pumps? Would it be possible to have a single waste valve that fed two different spring valves and pressure tanks? So that's what we're going to do today. Let's head up to the shop and I'll show you how I constructed this. We'll come back out here and see if it works. All right, here's how I built this thing. I've got a 1-inch ball valve with a couple of 1-inch nipples to a threaded T, which goes up to the check valve, comes over to another T, which then cuts off to these 45s into some reducers down to 1/2 inch, and these 1/2 inch spring valves, some more 1/2 inch T's, and then over to the ball valves at the end there. The pressure tanks will come off of these T's right here. That's a wild looking pump there. I hope it works. So the ball valve hooks up to the 1-inch drive pipe, and we have our single 1-inch swing valve that will split and go into the secondary valve, which is on both sides. It can build up in the pressure tank on both sides and go to the output. So my setup is going to be from this 5-gallon bucket, which has my float valve in it to keep this bucket full for our test. This is going to be about a 4-foot drop or so from the bucket down this 20-foot pipe to our specialized ram pump here. And then I'm going to have 2 garden hoses. One goes up here to my wobbler sprinkler, and the other hose I've got here, I'm just going to take up the hill a ways and see if we can get enough back pressure there. And that should give us an example of whether or not this dual ram pump system is going to work. So this is what I hope happens. As the pump cycles, it will send a pressure wave that is fairly equal to both sides, so that this lower sprinkler here and the hose going over the four-wheeler shed will have the same output, even though one is a lot higher than the other. We can go ahead and let some of the air out of the drive pipe. Okay, our bucket just stopped up here, which means we are ready for this test. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And it's going to start cycling on its own because I've got the delivery pipes both closed. So the hope is, as water is cycled out of this, it will then turn on our float valve up here and let the pump just continually run forever and ever. Hopefully. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and open this. It's going to stop the pump most likely due to back pressure loss. So basically, as it's filling the pipe, the pressure has dropped here enough that it's not going to cycle. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here so that the water will match the source bucket. So the height that's up here, it will match as it fills these lines up here. Now to help those lines fill, I'm going to go ahead and just cycle the pump a few times, and it's going to push that pressure into those lines. The pump was using a bit more water than I wanted it to, so I tilted the waste valve just a touch, and that reduces the efficiency, but also reduces the amount of water required to run the pump. If I were in a creek, I wouldn't care, but I wanted to make sure my bucket could keep up with itself. Okay, the pump is working just fine, and the bucket is keeping up with it, which is great. And I just saw that the output up here at the sprinkler has begun. And let's see what kind of flow rate we're getting. Not enough to do any sprinkling, but it definitely is producing water up here. Now let's go up to the Shelter Logic tent and see if that has an output yet. Shouldn't be too long here. Let's see. That seems full right there. Let's see where we are over here. Okay, I think it's full right there. So it's within just a moment or two from having an output over here. Just started getting water out here at the top. I have to say that currently the flow rate is significantly less than it is down at the sprinkler. I'm wondering if the pressure difference behind the orange hose valve versus the black hose valve is enough that the water still wants to go on the easier path. It makes sense because if you go down here and look at the flow rate of this sprinkler, it is still putting out significant more water than up there. I love testing these ram pumps. Well, let's turn this off before my perfectly manicured yard gets too saturated. I can already tell that I'm really going to enjoy having this float valve on my water source because that test right there required a lot of water. You can see it probably used, I'm going to say 40, 50 gallons just now to run that test, and it's just flooded down over here. So if I were to try and run that same test with this limited source, I'd have had to come over here and just constantly hold the hose in here. So this float valve is going to be really awesome for this test. Okay, so what did we learn on testing out this dual ram pump, the craziest ram pump you've ever seen? Water is still going to try and find the easiest path is what I'm finding. So this valve over here was producing a lot more water than this one was because the pressure pushing back down on the valve was greater because of the about 10-foot difference between the sprinkler over here to the four-wheeler shed. So the water just wanted to go this way because it was less pressure behind it. And so my thoughts are, if you need to pump water to two different sides of a mountain, install a float valve on the lower side. What that's going to do is shut off, kind of like what our supply bucket has done right now. So when this water supply shuts off, it's going to divert all of your water to the other side. So you could actually continue to use a single ram pump with a Y connector, such as this right here. It would be way simpler than having to build this contraption. You would just put that right after your pressure tank, and you would let the float valve at the top of the system determine where the water is going. That does mean that you will have most of the water going to the lower side first before it goes up to the top. Or if there's enough of a difference between the lower and the higher outputs, all the water is going to go to the lower one until it shuts off and diverts the water over to the top one. The crazy ram pump did work. However, water is going to find the path of least resistance, which means the lower location that the pump delivers to is going to be the one that gets the most water. So if you want to be able to deliver to two locations, you'd have to turn off the lower water to pump to the higher water and then swap it over to have the most output. I'm Seth, the Ram Pump Wizard, and I'll see you in the next video.